sky. Till we touch the sky.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Spectrum Podcast. I'm TG. This is my co-host James. How you doing, James?
I'm doing great, man. It's another beautiful Sunday, a great day for sports all around. Hashtag the World Cup. It's a banger. It's a banger time. It's banger time. Hope you guys
Oh
are
yeah.
enjoying yourselves.
Oh yeah, guys. There's been a bunch of breaking stories that have gone around, so we're gonna start talking about it. First, obviously, some news that's been going around is like the Eagles, who might be favorites to sign Tyreek Hill. James Harden, who got arrested for doing the stupidest things possible.
Yeah,
The Yeah, the Spurs and the Knicks NBA Finals recap, as in the Spurs win the NBA championship for the first time in years. The Brandon Source beat Texas Tech situation. And then finally, what we're going to do is talk about who has the best roster between Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon. And we're not just talking about on paper, we're talking about overall who has the best roster. Hey, Troy, I see he says finally got powder. Yay! You finally
yeah.
got power. It's good. I get it.
Finally got power and tuned into the Spectrum podcast. Of course, that's the first thing you gotta do when you get power.
Yep. First thing you do when you get power, tune into the Spectrum. So first, let's talk about just this signing of Tyreek Hill, potentially signing with the Philadelphia Eagles. This would be a great replacement, I would say, for the Eagles since they lost AJ Brown to the Patriots. So what do you think, James? Give me your breakdown of it.
I think it's a good replacement as a two. I think Devontae Smith is still your top wide receiver, no matter what the situation is, if you do get Tyreek Hill or not. But I think getting Tyreek, just having like a speedster just coming at your slot receiver is, I I think it's great. The only problem I have with this is I got to see how Jalen can commit to the Tyreek Hill using him as a weapon on his team. Because we know what kind of quarterback Jalen Hurts is. He's the type of guy. When he first got in the league, he kept looking for the deep balls. I don't know why. He doesn't really have the arm for that. But I don't know why he was always like, I'm trying to throw it deep. Like, you don't have the arm. You didn't have the arm when you were in Alabama. I don't know why you keep trying to do this. Like, stick to what you know. So, like, now that he's kind of more became that slant wide receiver, run out the pocket, I want to see how Tyreek can get used to that because Tyreek is really used to always being like out on the side, ready to do the deep route. So now he kind of has to learn how to more work into how Jalen Hurts can best use him and affect him because that's not really where his game is. But I also think with AJ, you had a power wide receiver. You had that guy that can go up and get the ball. With Tyreek, his speed and his agility is really where you're gonna get the best out of him. So I got to also see how the Eagles coach is gonna use that too. So let's see how all of that is gonna combined of where he can be the best. And I think injuries. We saw last year Tyreek out for the entire season. It wasn't something that we were looking at, but it happened. So let's just see, can he also stay healthy, whatever team he does decide to go on.
No doubt. If you ask me with Tyreek, if he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, like you said, I think the way they would use him would be as a deep ball threat, just given the fact of his speed, how he could beat anybody off the line. I mean, the man is ridiculous. The problem is, we all know Jalen Hurts ain't got the arm.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And that's where I think the problem comes in. Tyreek can't be that deep threat. He has to be something else. He has to be your curl guy. He has to be something that more so can get the ball to him to give him a chance. So I don't, and they're gonna try it, and that's the problem. They're gonna still try it. And I'm
They're
like,
still gonna try it.
right, and I'm like, Jalen, no, no, bro, this is not where you flourish. This isn't. Now with Mahomes, oh yeah, throw it up there, see what he like. Let him come down with it. Like
Hmm.
any other type of quarterback can do that, but Jalen, that's not who you are. That's not who you are.
It's not. It's not. Like, if you ask me, and Troy, you say your power had been out since Thursday, dude. That's rough, my God.
Yeah.
But they did say that there was a chance it wouldn't come on to like the what Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Like that's what they all said. That's-
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan, you said, "Go Buckeyes! We must get the best class in the nation, the number one class, baby." I understand, but I don't think that's gonna happen because Ohio State not waste. They are not gonna waste it on kids who are just gonna transfer. Like,
Yeah.
that's odd. But I would love for that to happen. But let's be real. That like given how NIL this day and age is and how these kids ain't loyal, they ain't risking it. Um, they're not. They're not risking it. But yeah, no. But the Tyreek Hill signing, I think, would be great for the Eagles. If anything, I think he'd be better just because you finally have a deep ball threat. But if you're asking me,
Yeah.
like the fact that like you really would have to get because here's the funny thing. Jalen Hurts may not have the arm, but he has been able to throw deep balls that are good just because of his mechanics. So I will say this: you
Yeah.
deep balls to just be accurate enough with his mechanics. Yes, despite the fact he ain't got the arm, I think it can work out just fine.
There's one thing I gotta respect about Kyler Murray is that he really does have a little bit of some poise when he's rolling out of the pocket. He can make a little of those deep passes. I gotta give him credit where credit is due on that one. I always like because I remember that catch that throw with DeAndre Hopkins where he just went over like three people, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
that ball was really thrown in the right direction where he could catch it. I think Jalen has to adapt to just. I feel like he can't, not just from the arm. It's not even the arm that's my problem with Jalen Hurts. The accuracy of where that ball goes is just the only problem I have with him because he throws it kind of whimsical. You don't know if it's gonna go left, right. Like if you can just get the accuracy right, especially with a guy like Tyreek who knows how to placement himself of getting the best catch. You set him up in the best way that way, you're gonna be fine. But these are
yeah.
all what if questions that we're asking ourselves. Like,
Oh yeah.
okay,
You know what's funny is Troy actually did bring this up. Another way that the Eagles could use him is as like a guy who can be put in the quick slants and get like yards after the catch, and I do see that as well.
and that's exactly what I said. You're gonna have to use him differently. I think he's a great slant guy. Jalen
Hmm.
knows how to. Jalen can throw the quick throws, and Tyreek can do the rest with his speed. That's perfect. That's the best way I can see Tyreek Hill being used on this team. Hit that or being a curl. Being a guy that can get you on the curl route. That's the best way I can see Tyreek Hill being the best used on this team. But
Oh, absolutely.
him going deep all the time ain't gonna work. You put him on a
Yeah,
good
I don't think
scheme,
I think that's how they're gonna. I think they're gonna use him with more versatility as far as like using him
yeah.
in ways where he can get yards after the catch, but also use him as a main deep ball threat because that's gonna be his main specialty out of anything.
I think the only reason I say Devontae Smith should be used as a deep ball threat is because of his body and the way he goes up to get the ball. I think that's your better bet as a deep ball threat because you don't need to go him real deep. Tyree got to go deep because he's going to be beating guys quick. I feel like Devontae, he's better if he goes up, comes down with it. Like you don't got to give him too much yard after.
Hmm.
But
What's
it
funny is what's funny is right here. I mean, Jerry Rice even said it. I mean, Troy even said it. Like, um, Jerry Rice made the Hall of Fame career with slants. He ain't wrong because he did do a lot of slants. He did go deep a lot too, but he played slants.
he plays slant. Yeah, he played. I mean, and it works. I mean, you saw it even when he was in Miami with Tua.
Yep.
Because Tua was another guy he's not really the deep, like going the ball deep all the time, but he made it, he was good off the slant. He was.
He was.
So I think for Philly, that's your best bet. I think that's where you really get to use the best out of Tyreek Hill is off the slant.
Oh, no doubt. And I'm not gonna lie, I really do believe that is the best thing for him. Now let's move on to this to this fool, James Harden,
So
who got arrested for doing something completely stupid.
so when I first read the story, I was like, So because they said he had got out on bond like $100. So I'm like, okay. So what did you exactly do?
Right?
And basically what they said was he was in his car. The gun wasn't holstered. So it was like he just had it out. And now I'm thinking to myself, like, had it out what? Like on his seat, like in his glove, like in like the cup holder? Like you just got it on your lap? Like, why do you have wait, first of all, who do you think is coming after you, James Harden, where you gotta hold a gun on your lap? to Nobody's looking for you, bro. You're in first one was you're in Houston. You're in Texas. And that's what got me. I'm like, well, Texas has a open gun law policy. So I know it's not like you must have did something just miraculously where there's like, yeah, James, we gotta take you in. Like, I don't know why you did this. So reading this story, I was just like, James, you know better. Like, first of all, Houston loves you. I don't think there's nobody in Houston that's looking to come after you. For you to
I
have
mean, you
to,
never know because there are some crazy fans.
there are, but not to the point you gotta have your gun out while you driving on your lap in your
But you
seat.
never know because some of these sickle fans on the internet will try to follow through on what they say with threats. I'm not going to lie. I mean, there is a particular wrestling fan, I'll bring this up, who was chaining people in in his basement. So, you know, it's possible someone will probably try something. I'm not joking. Seriously, people, there was a whole news segment done on that months ago actually. Like that fan was just completely a nutbag.
So who was he taking? Like, I'm just trying to figure. I'm trying to
I know that
understand.
there was a man and a woman down there, and there was like a couple other victims. I don't know. I can't remember the exact number of victims that were there, but it was multiple people. So,
And they were all like professional wrestlers.
no, not all professional wrestlers. It's more like fans, but that dude was stalking people. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a chance he might have tried to do it to a wrestler at some point. I don't know when, but I do know there
So
was a
just,
chance.
he was just kidnapping wrestling fans. Ah, interesting. Very
Yeah, so like, but don't think that they won't try to do it to wrestlers either. And so that's what I'm saying. When it comes to some of these sycophantic people that are out here today, it's
No,
like,
I
don't
get
think
it.
fans
I
won't
get it.
try.
I get it. I get it. I get you got to keep your head in the swivel. But I think there's a right way to do that and a wrong way to do that. And I think in this particular case, first I think this is something James probably has done all the time, where he has been openly out with a gun like that. And I just think that he got the wrong time, right sheriff or right county guy that was just like, hey, I know who you are, but like you can't just have a gun out like that. You can't. So we're gonna take you in, but like, we're gonna give you $100 bond. And like they said it was a misdemeanor, like it's not gonna go on his record or anything like that. Like it's just like we gotta like we can't do that. So yeah, not his brightest moment. Not his brightest moment.
Not
But
his
this is
smartest
also
moment.
but this is also James Harden. So, what can we expect? What can we say that has not
Yeah,
already been said?
you can't. It's
Mhm.
kind of funny. Hey, welcome to my brother Lee in chat of the OHR podcast. He's one of my greatest friends from our Toxic Mafia group chat. How you been, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Yeah. So now, since we got over, but I will say this: James Harden, don't do nothing that's stupid again, man. Like, come on, like, put it
Yeah.
away. You don't need it. Like, if you have to, put it where you can grab it quick, but it's holstered where you won't
Yeah,
be in trouble.
that's the only thing. Like you can holster it on the side of you, bro. Just have it. You just had it out. Like you can't have it out like that. You got to at least put it somewhere where it's contained. Come on, you're supposed to be working on your basketball game, not getting arrested. Come on, man. Priorities,
Yeah,
priorities.
yeah. And speaking of basketball games, let's talk about it because the Knicks basically just got the big NBA championship for the first time in years. What do
50,
you think?
53 years. They have not seen a title in 53 years. and the New York Knicks just did what people thought could not be done. From the Carmelo Anthony days, from the RJ Barrett days, even from the Kristaps Porzingis days, there was no title in sight. I want to shout out the guys, the Trail Speedwells, the Charles Oakleys that did get to the dance but couldn't get through. I commemorate y'all. I'm gonna say something. This is gonna be a crazy take. People are not gonna. Some people might agree with this. Some people are not, and it's okay. Jalen Brunson is the greatest Knick of all time. Now I know what it was said. People were like, Patrick Ewing. I was like, listen, I have all respect for Patrick Ewing, incredible center, one of the top best centers in the league. Patrick Ewing didn't drop 46 points in a playoff in an NBA Finals game. Patrick Ewing did not go 16-3 in the playoffs and win 15 games in a row. Jalen Brunson is that guy. Jalen Brunson
Yes.
told when he first got to New York, we wanted Donovan Mitchell. We didn't want Jalen Brunson. We wanted Kevin Durant. We wanted da-da-da. You needed Jalen Brunson.
You did. That man has cemented himself as a legend.
The statue is being made right now. The statue is being created right this instant.
Bro, I'm finna be watching ESPN First Take because Stephen A. Smith and them Knicks fans are the Knicks fans are already insufferable. But Stephen A. Smith, I'm just gonna be watching just to see his reaction because it's super funny.
He gonna have 15 jerseys on, cast some glasses. He gonna have a chain on. Spike Lee might have gave him his Oscar just because, I don't know. It's gonna be some crazy stuff going on tomorrow on First Take and ESPN. It's gonna be wild. Proud of the Knicks. Extremely. They did have me a little. I was a little concerned. Free throws was a problem down the stretch, but everything else kind of seemed to work. So I'm not gonna say too much. Proud of them nonetheless. There's something I do want to say. Not about the Knicks. Right now, no Knicks slander. I think the Knicks have earned a segment where we don't have to. They did great. They did incredible last night. The Spurs, on the other hand, we got to have a conversation. They
are a young team, but they need to have it.
You guys need to have. There needs to be De'Aaron Fox. I don't know what's going on, buddy, but I think it's time for you to hit the bench. I think the bench is now your home. I think you got to be the sixth man that comes off and gives the spark. I think we need to put Dylan Harper in the starting lineup with Stephon Castle and let them work together. Because I think that you showed this series, sir, that the lights was just too bright. The lights was just too bright for you. And that's okay. Sometimes the lights get bright. So maybe it's time for you to take another role.
It is. I mean, now, I will say this. Given the fact that, with Victor, given how young he is, given the fact that, this guy managed to get them there, he's got a lot more work to do with his game, and he could pretty much become a better player overall, and I believe he can.
I truly believe that. I believe Victor. Yeah. I believe
Yeah, so, I'm not going to lie. I think he can be a much better player than what he played in this game, and I think he'll learn how to win even better. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this Knicks, I was like, when I saw this, I'm not on Instagram a lot, but I do be seeing comments on Twitter, Facebook, seeing some on Instagram, and I'm like, if you a Knicks fan, my buddy, you better enjoy. You gonna be you a Knicks fan, you better be happy as heck, and don't even worry about winning another one for some time because it's enjoy the one you got now, enjoy it while you got it.
I think we talked about it. We said. I said the Spurs can be here for the next 4 to 5 years with Victor. Victor's the reason y'all gonna be in the finals the next year, the years to come. The Knicks had to win one now. I don't think a lot of these guys are seeing another championship in a very long time. So they needed one now. I'm happy they got one now. And
Hmm.
congrats to them for sure, for real. Incredible, incredible, incredible season, incredible playoffs. But I know next year a lot of teams are coming back better than ever. Boston Celtics are going to be definitely a team to look at. Uh, OKC is about to solve and get themselves together, hopefully, where they
This is
can
the
make
thing
it.
I don't like about OKC. It's the fact that they did them dirty tactics and they were relying on the
Yeah,
refs was way too much. It's like y'all gotta quit doing that, please. As a matter of fact, we could talk more about this on the next show about the NBA offseason and what we expect from from a lot of the NBA teams moving forward in this offseason. Who will
yeah,
be better? Who will be worse? And we'll discuss that pretty much for the next show.
yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, guys. This for the Knicks. Congratulations on winning the NBA championship, and for the Spurs, yeah, like thumbs up to y'all, man.
Yeah.
All claps to y'all.
All claps to you.
But for the Spurs, hey, give it up to yourselves. You're a team that was well ahead of schedule, who got to
Yeah.
the NBA Finals. You got humbled. You're gonna have to learn how to win the big games. And for Victor, this is a learning experience. And
Oh,
people need to know this as well. Like Kevin Durant himself, because Victor does want to be like Kevin Durant. And he would tell you that Kevin Durant had told you from a lot of the losses he's had, it was all an experience for him to get better. And when he got better and better and better, any weakness you thought he had, he didn't have. So for Victor, this would be the same thing for you. Look at this as a learning experience and learn, practice, and get better at the stuff you're not good at. That's what I would
and
tell you.
and on the next show we're gonna go a lot deeper. We're gonna go a lot deeper into the Spurs and what they need to do this offseason. We're gonna also go a little bit deeper into the we're gonna talk about the Bulls, of course. We gotta talk about the Bulls point. But we're gonna talk about those teams, man. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. And yes, the Spurs were ahead of schedule. It's hard to lose the first one. The first one is always the hardest, but you get used to what you need to improve on. So that's what they're gonna have to do this offseason. I need Mitch Johnson to coach. So I hope we can lock in. So I think that's where they are. That's where they are as a team and as a unit. The Knicks played incredible. I can't wait to see the parade. The parade's gonna be crazy. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
it's gonna be insane.
Expect Knicks fans to get drunk.
Yeah, it's it's
Like,
not
it's
it's,
gonna be a drunk party.
it's not gonna be fun. If you're in New York, run. Get on a flight out of New York. I'm just being honest with you. Unless you're ready. If you're ready for all that, stay where you are. You're gonna have a great time. Um,
Or
if
just
you're
keep your
not,
doors locked if you can. Just keep your
yeah.
doors locked if
If
you can't
not,
get
you can
out.
just go to Virginia. Like you can head there for a little bit,
Yeah. Just
chill
just
out.
just just protect yourself. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, guys, we're
Yeah.
gonna take ourselves a little break, but when we come back, we're gonna talk about the Brendan Sorsby Texas Tech situation, where Texas Tech and them seem to be making the situation so much worse, and even the more info that we get to react to. So we'll talk to you guys after the break. All right, guys, thank you for the break. We pretty much are going to continue the show, and we're going to talk about the Texas Tech Brandon Sorsby situation because, oh my goodness. Look, we already knew
This is
that since let me tell you this, since this ruling, because this ruling was the biggest set of BS there was to allow Brendan Sorsby to come back in. I can't even blame the NCAA for this. They actually tried to enforce this. I know a lot
oh
of people
yeah.
say like the NCAA is dead. I'm like, guys,
No,
I
it's
can't blame the NCAA. I can't blame them for a judge who, for the love of God, decided he wanted to just, because he's an alumni of the school, decided he just
yeah,
wanted to give
and that's what I
Brendan
was
Sorsby.
gonna say. I feel like this was a judge that was a Texas Tech fan. That's what I was gonna say. I'm just like, this is crazy. This is the craziest thing ever. When the story just came out, because in my head I'm like, wait, he did what exactly? And it was big money. It was big money, and it wasn't just when he got to Texas Tech. He was in Indiana doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, and of course he gets the lawyer that's been getting everybody off from the NCAA. That's been making sure all of this stuff goes their way. And he's like, no, he'll just go to rehab for like 30 days. And because he has an addiction. This is a gambling addiction. Like, he has a problem. It's not just that, like, this is just like something he's doing. Like, he can't stop. So we're going to take him to rehab. And then he's going to come back and he's going to have a clear mind. And the NCAA is like, okay, but he's done for the season. He's not going to play. He's like, no.
Yeah, until the judge said he is. He's only gonna miss 2 games, is what the ruling said.
Yeah.
Nah, like, you can't be full. You are so full of it. You are so full of it. Like, you can't be serious with this garbage.
And even like, and the judge even said, and the NCAA can't overrule me. Like, you can't go over my head and try to change it. Like, no, he's only, and and they were like, okay, we're only going to do 2 games. And I know they wanted more. I know they wanted to spend it for so much more.
Yeah, they really did. But nobody can blame the NCAA. And trust me, not even
No.
the teams can't even blame them. They're like, look, they tried, but the justice system, or should I say the judicial system,
Yeah.
just allowed
It,
them to just do whatever. And I'm like, look, the NCAA deserves everything that comes to them regarding their irrelevancy because they should have adapted a long time ago. But even this, I can't blame them for because they tried to enforce the rules and they can't do nothing as long as the
and
judicial system is siding with the players, and they always will. And again, I do blame the NCAA for that part because it's like, well, you gave them a reason to not really side with you because you've been taking advantage of these guys, now not allowing them to make money, punishing them for getting any money. Like, no, you guys can't take advantage of these kids. Like, you can't make money off them and not expecting them not to make any money. So, like, you're gonna have to pay these kids regardless of how you feel. And they
yeah.
should have adapted with that. I can't deny that. As a matter of fact, when you pretty much look at this whole situation, it's basically going to throw college football into a whole vortex where there really is no authority, no power. This is why you have people pushing for the government in Washington, D.C. to get involved because it's the only way to stop this crap from continuing.
When I saw how the Trinidad Chambliss thing went, and the NCAA was really keen on, like, you can't come back. Your eligibility is done. Like, you can't come back and do another season. And then one judicial judge is like, oh no, he can come back. He's fine. Like, we can make an exception and he can play one more season to help himself get into the draft and get his draft lottery stock up. Like, he can play one more year. And it's like, as if I'm the NCAA, I'm like, do y'all listen to anything that we say? Like, do y'all
No.
feel like we have an authority here? Because you guys overmine us all the time, every time for these players. And we have rules. We have a system that we want to stand by.
But
But
this
this
is the
one,
problem, though. I will say this. The one problem I will say is that those people will say, well, there's a problem with your rules and your system. It's too outdated. Like, you still don't want to pay these kids. So, like, we can't trust you to not take advantage of them when you want to. And that's where the problem is. But this situation is where
yeah.
I'm like, no, you gotta let them punish this kid for this.
No,
I'm sorry. This is the one thing I will agree with the NCAA
and
on.
and that's what I say. But this one is different. This one is playing cut forward. You gambled during games on either your team or opposing teams. This time we can't look past that. You purposely, whether you say you have an addiction and gambling problem or not, you still paid money to bet against your team of either winning or losing or on another team. Like we literally have seen in the NBA and NFL, teams have suspended players. Teams have banned players from ever playing again because of the gambling rules that they have set in place. So we can't just look past that because you're a young kid in college and you feel like, and we're gonna kind of sit here and say, oh, you're well, he's not making any money off NIL, so he's trying to do the best he can do. Like, come on, we can't find a fine line in here to try to justify that at all.
Yeah, no, it's no doubt. As a matter of fact, why people say that Texas Tech is making this situation worse is because of this video they did. I'm not gonna play it because I don't want no copyright strike, but this video they did, and I've seen it, of the round table was by far the cringiest and stupidest thing they could have done. I understand what you were trying to do, but this was bad PR. It just was.
Can you get some context? I didn't watch it yet. I'm probably am gonna watch it after this, but I didn't. What was the video necessarily saying?
They were pretty much talking. You know how we just said what you just brought up about how people tried to defend Brandon Sorsby about him making money and stuff, and how he was going through a gambling addiction and all that.
Yes.
That's essentially kind of like what you're getting here, and how they're trying to put together some kind of PR, and how it's like, let's just say the video of the leadership is just completely cringe. That's what I'm gonna tell you, because I'm like,
Is it basically trying to call him out to be like the victim in all of this?
pretty much.
Uh
Yeah, so like it's like, as this person says, as the Yahoo Sports article says, it's basically your standard sitcom on your favorite team's streaming service. The immediate reaction where and not only is this like them playing a victim, because like every Big 12 school, Big 10 even, SEC and ACC are super ticked about the Brandon Sorsby thing. And the Big 12 was gonna try to, and the Big 12, like the Big 12 was thinking about trying to initiate a punishment, and the Texas Tech, in a recent display, had tried, who threatened legal action against the Big 12 if they tried to do anything. So it's like,
yeah.
and then they do this brown tape video trying to make themselves seem like victims, and I'm like, guys, you're not helping the situation. You're not.
You're really
You're
not.
just making. You're really making people not like you. And look at TCU football. He says, I ain't watching all that. I'm happy for you though, or sorry that
Sorry
happened.
that happened. I'm happy for you though. I'm sorry. I feel like
Yeah.
that's how a lot of teams feel. I see this in a bigger thing. It's only because he's not the only one that's gonna test the NCAA. Like he's not the only one that's gonna test the waters and see what he can get away with and what they can't. Like, and it doesn't make it better that you have judges or judicial people that are first alumni or love the game and want to see kids play. We have to discipline these kids. We cannot just let things slide that are not good for the game. Like a lot of kids want to join football and not and like let's just take out the kids that are projected to be draft picks someday. But just kids that are good kids on scholarships that just, they know that college is where their journey ends and they still want to have the fun of saying, "Hey, I played college football and I did this and I did that." Like you're kind of taking that away by making certain things for players that shouldn't be. You gotta let the NCAA do what they do. Now, yes, some of their stuff is outdated. Some of their stuff is outdated. I completely agree. I think they need to get with the times, to get with the program, and update stuff. But for the stuff that they have already worked on, you gotta let them do what they gotta do, and let them discipline how they want to discipline without having it to be taken to other legal matters and bigger. And I know they're gonna try to appeal this. The NCAA said we're gonna try to appeal this ruling of having him play. That appeal's not gonna work. They know they're gonna fail. Like from a bigger standpoint, from a bigger thing, you can't just let you can't just let this be. Like, it sucks. For me, this sucks because it takes away from why we like college football, because like why we really watch it. For like what we really like from being an athlete. Like, I feel that you took in that opportunity away. Now, I don't like when players get to sit out and they can't play, but in this case, he should. If you're big on non-gambling for athletes, you need to stick to that.
Yep.
Because he's not going to be only one. It's going to be another kid that's going to do the same thing he's going to do and bet on his team losing or tanking. Or he's going to, because this also plays into the part of I'm throwing games so I can get my parlay hit. I'm going to throw this interception and make it look like I didn't know that person was there. Like, that's where I feel like the game that I'm watching is now becoming a rigged game because you need to make your money off of your FanDuel bet. So you're gonna make sure that this team doesn't win. But you're not playing because you want to win or lose. And you're not actually playing because of where you see yourself going. Like, I don't respect that.
Like, you know what's funny is, and I'm not gonna say this, but there was a potential that another school was dealing with this issue as well. And their players had transferred because the team was gonna punish them for that BS. So who knows? But I'm not gonna lie, these guys should. I don't care what team they're on, who team they are. They should not be getting away with doing this gambling. Because look, if he got stuck in this, he needs help. Take him out. Don't let him
Yeah.
play. Don't let him play. Like, and I get it. And again, too, what's funny is the NCAA can't even repeal this because people think they're gonna try to. I'm like, you do realize the repeal of court is gonna have 4 Texas Tech graduates, right? So, like, there's a chance in hell they're not gonna win that. No, seriously, that if they try to repeal, there are 4 Texas Tech graduates on that repeal. So, like, you're gonna lose that badly. So, like, the
Bro,
NCAA just have to throw up
bro.
their hands and say, bro, no.
That's not even fair. Like, can we get a
Bro,
fair?
that's what all states judicial system are trying to, like, give their teams the upper hand over the NCAA, and they know they can
Yeah. And they
because the
know they
NCAA can't do
can.
anything about it. Like, there's just nothing they can do.
Because also, like, oh yeah, your legal lawyers are good. My legal lawyers are great. Like, you're not getting out of this. Like, you can't beat us right now. But I
That's
feel
why the
like,
Protect College Sports Act is to, like, people want it so badly.
yeah, and as of right now, we need it. But we don't know when that's actually going to get cleared to even be in effect. Like, right now, kids are getting away with things because they know they can, because there's not any type of action that can be placed where they can't get away with it. And until somebody actually does something, and until the NCAA can finally get the things they need to get in place and get stuff done and actually eliminate half of the stuff that's been happening, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep making stuff happen for themselves and also for their colleges that they graduated from and that they want to see succeed and that they have money placed in and they go to the games on every single Saturday. So of course I want to see them give the best chance of winning.
I mean, that's just the reality. Now, the only court where there was a graduate from a university where they wouldn't have gotten away with it, no matter if they were a graduate, was the scandals. Was Michigan scandal back in 23? Like, that was the only time that a court
I
person
mean,
wasn't gonna let them get away with that.
we they couldn't let Michigan get away with that. Like, that was
Yeah, no,
blatant.
like that
That was
judge, like, it don't matter if he graduated from there, he was not gonna let him get away with that, because
no,
otherwise that would
I'm
ruin his
like,
career.
I love John. I love you, man. You got me a national championship, but dog, what were you thinking? Like, I can't. And then you left, and then you went to LA, and
Where
so
he's soon to be fired, by the way, because he's already disliked there.
then he left to LA, and he's like, okay, I'm good. They're not gonna hurt me. I'm like, nah, we still gotta kind of reprimand you too. Like, you
My brother,
left.
they still were like, you got a 10-year show cause And there's a good chance you're gonna get fired from the. How long has he been with the LA Chargers?
What's been happening?
2 years, right?
Yeah, 2 years. Going on 3.
Brother,
Yeah.
so if you're going on year 3 and there's already talks about you potentially getting fired, then it says you're already effing up over there because you are the most
I mean,
hated
now,
coach among your players right now, which is not surprising because you pulled the same crap with the San Francisco 49ers, and not only did their players hate you, but the administration started to hate you. The freaking president started to hate you. The GM started to hate you. Then the owner started to hate you. Like, they all hated you. Because
yeah,
you were just a weird, idiotic, dumb fool who just did the stupidest things possible. It's like they could never understand what was wrong with you.
yeah. And now that the Rams have just come out as the best team in LA in football, it doesn't make it better because you guys have
Nope.
made they haven't made any moves. And I feel like the confidence in John is leaving like
Very
quickly.
fast. Like, people start to
Very-
realize, like, people tried to say that, oh, it was a mistake that the Rams had, that not the Rams, that the 49ers had fired him. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. If you know
No,
John, like, no, y'all trying to kiss butt to Jim Harbaugh just because of the Michigan people in the media.
yeah,
No, he was right to get fired because he was hurting that team severely.
yeah.
Okay, he left them worse than he found them, and it's the same thing he'll do to
And
LA.
and I think he's gonna do the same to Justin. So if I'm Justin, I would have to make a decision to either get out now so I can at least have a chance, because
Oh
he's
yeah, he's gonna ruin him. That's what I mean. Justin Herbert hates him. So, like, Justin Herbert might end up leaving because he's gonna tell Chargers, like, either get rid of
yeah.
Harbaugh or I'm leaving because I can't stand this
And I
this
don't think that, and knowing them, they're gonna get rid of him. I'm not losing Justin Herbert. You crazy? We're not gonna have another quarterback for years. I'm keeping him. You got to go, buddy. You gotta
right,
go.
right. Like, you know for a fact they go.
But that's
You know for a fact they not gonna get rid of him.
and that's where it comes to the conversation of when you can talk to your players and say, who do you want to be the next coach? Like, who do you feel
Hmm.
comfortable with, so we can keep you here. Like, who's the guy you
Yep,
would like?
that's
So
always the thing.
yeah,
That's always is. Now, the next thing that the talking point of the show, obviously, is all about Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana, who has the best roster of the three. So, obviously, we all know Ohio State. They got a couple of people. Now, we all know that the returning keys are quarterback Julian Sand, running back Bo Jackson, wide receiver Ty Smith. That ain't a question, and as well as practically their entire offensive line. Uh, and then they obviously got some freshmen that they've gotten off of the that they got off of um out of recruiting, and Chris
yeah.
Henry Jr., Brock Boyd, Jeremy Rickett, Josh, not Josh, Jaquel Guilford. And then
Hmm.
obviously defensive players they've gotten out of. Oh, not to mention the two transporter receivers they have as well. And then some key defensive players. Obviously, we all know that Kenyatta Jackson is returning. Same with Will Smith Jr. and those guys. But they got a couple of key players in Qual Russaw, James Smith, Earl Little Jr. I'm not gonna lie, Indiana's got a bunch of new faces.
Yeah.
There are some guys who were from last year's team that are still here, but they're not like all that is the best way
Yeah.
to put it. They got some great
Indiana
players. Don't get it twisted.
Indiana had to go through a whole kind of redo. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely interested
And
to
then
see.
obviously we know Oregon is basically returning almost everybody except the one place they have so much issue is offensive line and linebacker. As a matter of fact, those are two places where you're not the most confident in them right now.
Okay. Okay, I can see that.
I mean, I'm talking about, and that's just on paper. Like, I'm actually not confident in them entirely as far as coaching staff either. So I'm not gonna lie and say that.
It's just
And it's not to say they have a bad coaching staff. I just don't trust their coaching staff to get the most out of their players. I don't trust it.
okay. Fair.
I don't. I don't. I really don't. Like, they just, I don't know what they be doing.
It's, it's fair. That's fair. That's a fair assumption. That's a fair assumption.
Yeah. So, like, in your opinion, across the board, who do you believe has the best roster, not just on paper?
Not just on paper. Okay. Overall, I d- Okay, overall,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Ohio State. Okay, here's why. Let's put this in. Let's call it, put this kind of into use. And I know people are gonna. I know people are gonna be like, because if we go on list by list, first Deontay Moore is the best quarterback I think out of these three, only because of his skill level. But I also feel like the reason he came back to Oregon in the first place is because his skill level needs to improve dramatically, and I don't know if we're gonna see that in the beginning. I think that's gonna come at the end. So I think at that point Oregon's gonna be a different team from the start of the season to the end of the season. I think Ohio State right now, because of the chemistry that they have as a unit, because of the way their defense works, because of the guys that they brought in, because Ryan Day is a juggernaut thinker of coaching, I think Ohio State is putting in a better position of being the best team out of these three. Now, of course, Indiana is an incredible team, but Indiana has to kind of start from the ground up, and they have to kind of work backwards. Like, yeah, they're the defending champions, but this is not the same team that you saw when they went for the championship. At least for Ohio State, you're coming in with a lot of more guys that are at least kind of understand the system. And you got a lot of new guys that respect Ryan and kind of know how to work with him. Oregon, I love Oregon. Go Ducks. But in the playoffs, when the playoffs came, defense was a problem. Defense was strong, but not as strong as it could have been. Offensive play was good, but not what it was supposed to be. Like I think it's all these it's like these little niche things in between that they got to clean up for them to really be that team that they want to be when the season ends. So I think right now Ohio State has less to clean up. Yeah, I still have to clean up, but I think they have less to clean up compared to Oregon and Indiana. My opinion. My opinion, from what we saw from last year to going into this year, from how all these coaches worked with their players and with the teams, and I'm not saying everybody's getting back guys they've had last year or they're like building. Everybody's still building, but I think from all three of these teams, Ohio State has to come in with at least a little bit more. Some guys that are more polished compared to Oregon, where I feel like they're still got to figure out the identity. I think it's an identity thing. Indiana has to redo their identity. So
Yeah, because you ain't got no more of them James Madison players.
yeah, so it's like you gotta really kind of think into what you want to do. Oregon is kind of the same way, but also it's just like where for Deontay, is this more of a I'm here to win, or is this more I'm here to get myself ready for the next level? I don't really care where this goes from here. So those are conversations. Those are definitely conversations. But I just think Ohio State is where they need is a little bit more there. I hope Oregon can tell me wrong. But as of right now, I don't think Oregon's going to tell me wrong. I think they're going to do exactly what I think they're going to do. Thank you. Are you muted? No, I just can't hear you. Where that came from? Brother. Okay, I can hear you now. I don't know what that just was.
Okay, because that was I just unplugged my thing here.
Oh, okay.
So Okay, so here we go. I was about to say that on the field, with
Hmm.
Oregon, it's a different story than what it is with Ohio State. Because here's the thing. Well, I think Ohio State and Oregon have equal talent.
Yeah.
I think that Oregon has, you could say, a whole list full of talent, but here's the problem. Like, I've seen guys called the Rock Boys football channel. I've seen their stuff. I've seen a bunch of other football channels who discuss this, like, across every position group who has the best. And they even did some between the three teams regarding who has the best position group among the bunch,
Yeah.
among the bunch easily, from 1 to 3, who, and even in the nation. Now, they basically just made opinions based on 2026.
Yeah.
What they think these teams could be on paper instead of like what the proof is on the field. Because here's the reality. I think Ohio State's better than Oregon. I think they are the best because not only do they coaching,
Yeah.
like I do count your coaching on this and your ability to show on the football field that you can be at that elite level on a consistent basis. Oregon's not showing me that at all.
No.
That's my big issue with Oregon. I really do want to believe Oregon can win it in 2026. But they have to show me on the football field. Because when you're on the football field, on paper, you're every bit as good, if not better, than Ohio State. But when you play Ohio State, it's a different story. Like,
Yeah.
it's your defense. A lot of people think they should have the best defense this year. They should on paper. But on the field, it's a different story because you've watched them face Ohio State and Indiana, which really talented defenses. Like seriously, you see what happened? They got carved up by both those offenses because it wasn't hard for them to figure it out how to destroy your defense. It was hard for them. When injuries happened to Ohio State, they knew how to take down your entire offense. They
Yeah.
knew. They knew how to destroy your defense. They knew.
I agree.
It wasn't hard for them. It
That
really
that's
wasn't.
that's why I say when this like last season, Oregon struggled in certain places where I think they shouldn't have struggled. So as a, I think from a coaching point, you gotta learn how to look at film. Can only tell you so much. I enjoy a good film room is great, but you have to now predict and adapt to everything you see on that film room, and now you have to physically do it in that game. It's great that you're getting an idea of how they done other teams, but that don't mean that they're gonna do to you the same way. They might have some of the same concepts, but that don't mean that they're gonna exactly do what they did to another team that maybe had more of a secondary defense was their strongest compared to the line. Like you have to now figure out from where your defense is, where do I want them to feel the more pressure? Do I want them to feel it in my secondary or do I want them to feel it on my line? That's where Oregon has to figure that out. You got to give your offense more opportunities. Because the more Ohio State stays on that field, the more Ohio State is going to find a way to get down the field and get
Not
points.
just them, Indiana too. Even though, again, I do question Josh Hoover because I do think he's the worst of the three. No, seriously, out of the 3 quarterbacks, he's the worst in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's because I think that Johnson Eddie has a lot of work to do with that quarterback room. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It's just
Yeah, I will give him the credit. You do know how to make the match happen, and you are a better playmaker, I will say, than saying
yeah,
and Dante Moore. I'll say that. Now, what I was saying, I can say, well, he was instructed to be a point guard, and it was his first time starting because Ohio State was like, okay, we don't need you to do that right now.
yeah,
But given what we've seen in the last 2 games, you're going to need him to be a playmaker, and I guess Ohio State's been working on that.
and that
As a
and
passer, he's the worst of 3. Though, like I'm not gonna lie, his turnovers, the highest of the 3, and that's just terrible. But I would give Indiana credit that, given the fact that they have a RPO offense, they will be able to give Oregon some trouble like they did the first time.
yeah,
And not only that, with Oregon, I don't trust your coaching staff because you lost Will Stein, but it's not like that really helped. You lost their other defensive coordinator, which that didn't really help much either because defenses kept getting cooked by teams like Indiana and Ohio State.
yeah.
So when I'm looking at the 3 of you as far as who has the best roster, I am going to take Ohio State, Indiana above you just for the simple fact of the coaching is better.
Yeah.
Until Oregon can show, because But Oregon, they remind me of the SEC, where you just acquire talent. You're not getting the most out of them. Like, for instance, Brandon Finney, I think he's a talented corner. I don't think he's better than Devin Sanchez. For the
Yeah.
same reason. He may be talented, but Devin Sanchez is actually getting development for start. And I think Devin Sanchez is every bit as talented as Brandon Finney, but he's getting more development. He's going up against Jeremiah Smith every day, and he's been covering the heck out of him. So, if you can cover Jeremiah Smith, he can cover any receiver. And on top of that, he put a defensive coordinator and a corners coach who have high NFL experience.
Yeah.
Tim Walton, who played and coached in the NFL, he played for 10 to 15 years, coached for about 30, and has over 40 years of NFL experience for him to teach these secondary guys, given the fact that he's known as the best secondary coach in the league. And freaking Matt Patricia, who spent 14, almost 20 years in the NFL as a defensive coordinator, a head coach, even though he didn't do such a great job, but it was Detroit at the time, and every head coach before him had failed because that franchise didn't take themselves seriously at all. And you also have, and his time with the Philadelphia Eagles as well. So it's kind of like, when you pretty much look at that on the defensive side for Ohio State, I like Brandon Finney, but is he getting any real development from Oregon's defensive coaches, mainly the corners coach and the defensive coordinator? Is he getting any? And given the fact that you got a new D coordinator who you hired in house, I don't expect much to change. I like Brandon Finney, but if he's not getting development, I don't care how talented he is. Talent don't matter if you're not getting developed.
Yeah.
That's why I would say for Oregon, you have the best roster on paper. On the field, though, you don't. On the field, you don't have the best roster. You have the third best roster of the three.
And you have to learn how to use. I think you have a great roster, and I think also the development of letting those guys know where their roles come in. Like, can they all work together as a unit? Or if they can't, then what are we doing?
Right.
What are we really doing? Because I think we're in the same spot. Nothing has changed, nothing has gained. You're literally just here.
That's what it is. And then look, I've seen some people, including a former Oregon player who has his own show called The Unafraid Show. And I would encourage you guys to check some of those shows out because they're good. But he believes they could win it in 2026. But I would urge him to think more. And I get it. It's kind of like Homer take because, again, I'm a Buckeye fan. But yet, I can be honest about Ohio State when I say, if the coaches aren't doing their job, they need something to happen. Like a lot of people, like myself, I will be critical of our tight ends coach Keenan Bailey if he ain't doing his job. I'm not gonna lie, I will be critical of him. If he ain't doing his job, then yeah, that mofo needs some talking. He needs some hard criticism.
Because that's why I think it's gonna be effective for y'all. Like, can y'all tight ends play really effective for Ohio State this year? Unlike last year,
I think Ohio State's tight ends got misused. I've talked about this before. They were in an offense where they weren't going to get used a lot. So it's like I can't really blame tight end play. I can say that the tight ends played really good despite how they were used. So, but if he's not doing his job, if the development isn't on point, and we can't say the development is not on point, given the fact that Max Clare got taken in the second round, and the thing that got taken in the second round was his blocking ability, which got developed at Ohio State. His pass catching great. Development, though, for his blocking came at Ohio State under Keenan Bailey. And that's why I'm drafting number 2, because it's like you could do both. Now we know. And then Will Kazmarek, who got drafted in the third round, really high. Both those guys. So, we can't say that development isn't a thing when the key is right in your face, where it's like these guys get drafted high, and if they do well in the NFL, we definitely can't say that. And now, the only thing we got to look at is how is he going to develop Nate Roberts, because Nate Roberts is an excellent blocker. How good is he as a pass catcher? That's the question. We got to see how Keenan Bailey developed him as that. But again, I would be critical of Bailey he's not doing his job. I would be critical of any head coach. I would be critical of Ryan Day. And I'm not as harsh on Ryan Day as everybody else is. But I would be harsh with the man if I had to. Whereas with Oregon, your fans have to be honest with yourselves. you got to criticize your coaching staff for not getting the most out of your players. You guys think that because you went up against some, like, I've seen you guys against top tier defenses on offense. Like, it's not just your defense that has issues. Your offense, too. When y'all face really good defenses, y'all get whooped on offense. Like, for instance, when you guys went up against Iowa, you struggled. It's not just Ohio State and Indiana you struggled against. It was also Iowa you struggled against. Illinois you struggled against. There's a couple teams you struggled against offensively because of the fact that your offense wasn't really getting the most out of. So, like, I'm not just watching your numbers. I'm watching your film. How good is your team going to be on that football field? And from what I've seen of Oregon, you have the third best roster because of what it looks like on the field, which includes how your coaching staff has them coached up. Because it says you're not developing these guys. You're just banking on their talent. Yeah. And you're in a conference where now the coaching in the NIL era is more reliable than ever. You got to be able to develop these guys. You got to get the most out of them. And if you can't do that, I don't give a damn how talented you are. We just seen it with the SEC. They had to rely so much on that talent to the point where now where they have to actually coach these guys and develop these guys, they can't do that. I mean, for instance, like Tennessee fans, for instance, and I got a lot to say about them later, maybe on the next show. But they're so arrogant about DGG, and this is what I'm going to say Tennessee fans about that. You suck at developing receivers. Your offensive lines suck as well, and your tight end play ain't that great. Your running back play ain't been great since Alvin Kamara, so I don't know what you think you're going to get out of him. You're just paying this guy because you're relying on his talent. You're not going to develop him. And his family says, like, look, he's got all talent. Like, we're not worried about it. I'm like, you should be. Because talent can only get you so far.
Right.
And when he's on a team where, again, for Tennessee, they don't really have anything. Like, people who try to overrate the heck out of the SEC, I've said this before, the SEC sucks. If he goes up against a Big Ten team, guess what Big Ten team's got to do? We ain't worried about Tennessee's wide receivers. We're not worried about their tight end. We're not worried about their offensive line. We're not even worried about the quarterback. We're only worried about one guy, DGG. Our job, our entire game plan is going to be around stopping DGG. Stopping David Gabriel Georges. Because we know he's going to be the only threat on that offense. No matter how many five-star receivers Tennessee gets, Tennessee for wide receivers is like what Georgia is for wide receivers. It is a graveyard. It's like Michigan for wide receivers. A graveyard for wide receivers. They are anti-wide receiver U, the number one school as far as sucking at developing receivers. Seriously, Tennessee sucks at this completely, and they haven't had a good receiver in years. So when you're telling me, Tennessee, that you think you're better than Ohio State, remember what happened in 2024. And if you guys played again right in 2025 and in 2026, you're going to get smacked again. Because you don't have Nico. Nico was the best quarterback y'all had since Peyton Manning. And look how well that turned out. Look at what happened to your defense that year. Look at what happened to your offense. Y'all getting smacked up and down the field. And Nico was the only thing that even got you 17 points. Because your entire team sucked except for him. And you lost him. So, like, you can have DGG. Ohio State's whole game plan on defense is going to be to shut DGG down. Period. Because you have no other talent for them to worry about. You think your receivers are a threat to them? In any facet? No, I'm sorry, buddy. It ain't.
Oh,
it ain't.
I think the SEC, I'm not going to say they're trash.
Here's the thing. They're just not as good as people make them out to be.
No, I think, especially for me, I saw the development linger for a lot of teams in the SEC, and I'm just like, you guys should be a lot better than what you are. But I also think that's because you are not being put in the right positions where you guys can get better, and it just feels like you guys are stagnant. And in a conference like yours, with a bunch of stagnant teams going against a bunch of powerhouse teams, when the real it's time to really play, you're not getting the right help. No wonder you're frustrated. No wonder you're looking at your
And
coach.
here's the thing, too. Like, their top-tier teams are now B-tier teams. Like, they've been bad. Like, ever since Nick Saban left Bama, you knew it was finna happen. Because we tried to tell Bama fans. It was like, Bama, what is your plan after Nick Saban? You will never be the same team again. Lord, behold, you're not. Now, Kellen DeBoer is a good coach. And let's be realistic. You're not going to find a better coach than him right now because at the end of the day, he's the only good coach you can get.
Yeah.
Georgia, Kirby Smart still coaching like this college football, dude, and this is why Georgia fans can't stand it. It's like
I mean, Kirby
They-
he worked for
he's
him.
good. He's good, but it's like you can't win the big games. You've been losing playoff games more than often. Yes, you're winning in the SEC, but does that really mean anything given the fact that Georgia's not as good as they once were? It's like,
And-
yeah, this NIL era has affected the SEC, but
That's
it's like
the thing. They can be better.
they can
Alabama-
be. But the problem is, what is the coaching doing? I would expect it better from Kellen DeBoer. Like, at least I know the offense could be good over there. The defense, I don't expect to ever be good because Kellen DeBoer has sucked at that.
I mean, and everybody was talking about like Ryan Williams this year, and it was like, well, we expected so much more from him. But he hasn't been
Lie.
put in situations that he can be better.
Actually, I look at what he did last year, and I'm like, dude, Ty Simpson threw him a bunch of good balls, and this dude just dropped them. I'm like, Ryan, did you just forget how to play football?
That's real. You know what? I'm also gonna say that. That's also real.
Like, like there are times he hasn't been good in good situations, but there are times where he got the ball perfectly thrown to him and just dropped it. So when it comes to the SEC, I just don't trust the fact that they can develop at all. And when I look at Oregon, that's what they remind me of. You look like those SEC teams where you get all that big talent and you're relying on that. But the problem is you're going up against a team like Ohio State that can equal you in talent. So what's going to come down to it is the coaching and injuries. Because they will bring up that beat us in 2024, and I will tell you this right now, beat us in the regular season while we were dealing with injuries to our offensive line because our offensive line got injured and horrible defensive coordinating coaching because the defense coordinator called a horrible game. But be real with yourselves. You guys are not getting the best out of your players, and until you show that you can, you're not considered the best in my opinion. So I like Oregon. I think they're a good team. I really do hope they can win the Natty so that way we can shut up talking about them. But, with the whole zeros, but it's like you got to show you can get the most out of your players at some point. You do.
I've been liking Oregon for a long time. I've been the Marcus Mariota days. Come on now. But they've been in that same place. They've been that team that can be good or has the chance to be good or gets the talent, and they think we're right on the cups of being that playoff team, and then they stay where they are. So as you gotta, it's nice being an Oregon Duck, but now it's time for Oregon to show.
I mean, you could have a million different outfits and gear, but if you ain't winning championships, who gives a damn?
Yeah, like you an Oregon Duck, great. What does that stand for? Show what
Right.
Oregon Duck stands for you and for your football program.
Exactly. So, James, you got any final thoughts on any of the stuff we talked about today?
Guys, you know me. I keep it straight to the point, straightforward. Let's cut through all the BS and let's get down to it. Philly, you're gonna need a lot more than Tyreek Hill if you want to be the best. Means you're gonna have to start looking at what else you guys can do overall. And Jalen, I know it hurt losing AJ, but you gotta now turn into that guy. You gotta get back to Super Bowl once again.
Yes.
James, stay out of trouble, man. Just play basketball. Like how hard is that for you? Just do normal things. Knicks, of course, great for you. Excited. We're gonna talk about. Next episode we're also gonna talk about how you guys can stay relevant, and if you guys do want to still make another playoff run, what you guys can do. So we're gonna talk about that. Go USA. Guys, I think they play tomorrow or one time this week. But yeah, go USA. UFC 250 is tonight. If you guys enjoy UFC or MMA, I don't know. That's on. I'm gonna watch it to see what that's all about. Yeah, that's all. That's it for me.
All right. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I had a great time talking to you guys. I can't wait to see how the season plays out.
Yep.
I can't wait till the football season starts, and I'm not gonna lie, for both the NFL and college football, I can't wait to see it start.
Yeah, because we're gonna try to do some watch parties. Is that the plan?
We're gonna try. We're gonna try. We're gonna try, but if we can't, it'll be what it is. What it is. I mean, I could try to get you on a watch party with myself and the others on the OHR podcast by sending you a link. So, if we're able to do that, I could send you a link and maybe you could just hop on.
Sure.
Yeah. Or if you are part of Patreon, you can also do that as well. Like, you could just hit the link to come in and watch. So, but anyways, for all of you, thank you guys for tuning in. Can't wait to see you guys on the next week's show. As we talked about on next week's show, we will be talking about the NBA teams in the offseason, what they can do to improve. And we'll be talking about a multitude of other topics moving forward as well for any other news that might come out. So, like to see you guys again. Peace out to the spectrum, baby.
Peace.
Walking through the neon in the middle of the night. Every color hidden different in the pale moonlight. I see the violet bleeding into shades of deepest blue. A prismatic vision of a world that's feeling new. My heartbeat is syncing with the flashing of the signs, tracing out the movement of these geometric lines. From the infrared heat to the ultraviolet glow, I'm catching every frequency, I'm moving with the flow. There's a rhythm in the static, there's a logic in the noise. Finding my direction through the balance and the poise. It's that spectrum vibe, yeah, we're living in the light. Breaking through the prism, shining beautiful and bright. From the shadows to the summit, every color has a name. In the spectrum of the spirit, no two souls are quite the same. Yeah, we're riding on the wave, caught inside the golden hue. Spectrum vibes are calling out to me.